Okay, so let me make sure the audio is still catching up. Okay, cool. So look, make a game out of the thing, right? Like if you look at the deal today, like here, I'll go backwards and I'll show you how to do it forwards, right? So like if you go over here, you're going, geez, I'd really like an apex trap on this dot up, like an orthodox apex trap. So like extend that out, right? And play the game. Can we get underneath that to trap back in? So what you would see once they got the orthodox closed, they try to trap back in. And it was noisy there because it was New York lunch. But that's where that trap came in underneath. It was a little bit lower actually, underneath here. And a 16-point stop should have kept you in this trade for the lift up, right? But then additionally, when you look at it, right? So note the characteristics. Oh, it's New York lunch, right? But see over here, when you got the same trade setup. See how this is a apex over here, but there's no orange dot. So now you need the orange dot on the right side. So when it comes up over here, right, when it comes all the way over here, closes above, closes back in with an orange dot and a white. Anytime you see that white, I'm calling that the star, right? So when you see that, just know that that trade is supercharged, and they try to come back really strong and close underneath, and that's what caused the release to the downside. But the game you would play is this, whether you're trying to play short or long. Like if you're short over here, let's play the game. Hey, can I get over here, right? Can I get over here and take out these stops over here? That's the game you're playing, right? And then the flip side of that game is, where are my trade setups? Like if I look right now, see how I have one, two, that's a tweezers top right there. Three, one, two, three tweezers tops, right? So you know what I'd love to see up there? A close up here and a close back down, or a white dot down here. But I was talking to my wife, who's a psychologist, about this. When you try to determine where the market's going to go, so this is purely from a scalping perspective, right? But when you try to go, oh, the market's going to do X, right? So like see there how there's no white dot down? So that's still get a triple tweezers top, right? But I'm looking for something very specific. I either want a white dot up over here or orange dot, or a white dot down or dot down. It's not that this can't expand to the downside. I'm looking for something very, very specific at that point. Like I would like this bar to be magically teleported over here. Now, it doesn't mean that if it doesn't have it, that the trade setup won't or can't work. But what it means is that you've got something really special when you do get the algo to fire. So I'm going to show you over here. See if I can find it. Okay, so like see this all the way outside the channel, all the way up. So even if you're not trading it, right, play the game. Hey, that's exhaustive. Like that's what that's telling you, is that this is exhaustive, right? Can I get over here? When I get over here, hey, can we notice that we're not getting any dots down at the bottom? And what that tells you is no one's pushing really hard at the low. And what you'll do is you'll kind of get to a place where you're kind of like, ooh, I like this, or oh, I don't like that. Like down here, I would love this bar to have formed at the lows. We don't always get it, right? But if you make it a game, what you'll do is you'll get good enough to start sending it from point to point. Let me explain by that. Like if you go back to yesterday prior to the roll down, and in a contained way, like see this right over here at 5:30 in the morning, like that's beautiful. Once I get above that, and usually what happens is once I get this bar, is the dots in the direction of launch it. So that was on the open and it took off. That's pretty normal. Over here, like wow, I'm all the way outside the channel, right? You don't have to guess when it's going to turn. You just have to close into the body of this last bar up, and you want to do it within 3 candles. 1, 2, after this bar prints, 1, 2, 3. That gives you the best odds. And then the game you're playing, right? Extend the game. Oh, I'd like to come over here, right? So then when you're over here, like this bar just by itself, if it doesn't have a white dot, you have to have the point of control below the point of control of this bar. It changes the rules a little bit. But you get that right here. The point of control of this bar is below the point of control of this bar, and it all happened within 3 bars after that bar printed, right? So then I play the next game. Can I get it to go over here? Well, I can. And then I'm watching, and I go, oh, this bar is up, right? So there's no way by the time this bar printed I can close back into it, right? But if you watch the give and take, let's say you came in here and said, oh, this is my down bar with my down dots. This is the point of control over within 3 bars. This is my stop. Now the information you have over here is if I can clear this point right here, which I did with this bar, I can get outside. Now, watch when you're outside. You see this bar up, and you're going to go, oh, that's probably exhaustive. I know that it went further, and I understand that it carried on further, but the point is, if you got long here, right? If you got long here with a stop over here, or you added on the pullback, you basically ran that from, here, let's just get the numbers. Wrong tool. There we go. You basically ran that from, wow, that is so small and I haven't figured out how to fix it yet. 670, 686, all the way up, right before you. Well, actually, let's change it right here. All the way up to 17023. That's almost 50 points. That's $1,000 a contract, pretty much. 450, 480, something like that. If you're up here and you shorted here, right? And all you have to do is make 3 days a week, $800, right? Or just divide that over day by day to get your profitability. And the patterns repeat over and over. But where I see people struggling is, and by the way, this goes for me 100%, right? I'm going to say that again. This goes for me 100%. I have so much seat time underneath me that I think I can read the market, right? And the market's changed undoubtedly over the last couple of years. Orange dot down at the bottom, so now you're looking for orange dot up outside the fourth channel. We're not really in a support area. We're behind the 62 retrace, by the way, so you're looking for this to be an orange dot up. That's a valid trade. It won't be outside the fourth channel, however. The best is orange dot down, orange dot up outside the fourth channel, so please keep that in mind. And that's also a potential tweezer's bottom, by the way, from people who are trying to press the short. So dot up here would be, that's a tweezer's bottom period, right? So a dot up there would squeeze it back to the upside, and what would print that would be 36.50. You got to be a little generous with the entries, because I'd put it 2 ticks above there because it can trade past and still not print. The algo's a little bit funny on this bar, right? But like, let's say I take the trade here, right? That's a double bottom. What's my game plan? I want to take it back up here and test these guys again, right? Or I don't, and then add in the rest of your tools. But if I sit here from a day trading perspective, right? And if I sit here and I go, okay, so now I have a potential trap over here, right? But now what do I need? I either need a dot up, orange dot up, right? Or I need a point of control to close behind this to get the lift, or I do nothing. But instead of going, the market should go up, the market should go down, make a game out of the whole thing, right? Make a game and then go, when I'm playing the game, this is what I like to see the most. Like pretend you're, if you play football, U.S. football, you're a quarterback. You see the guy, you know, the defender fell down. The guy's wide open, right? The guy's wide open. By the way, that'll be a super trap, but not on, there's no dot over here to trap on. You really still have to clear this guy right over here, right? So what I can do is, like, if I was playing a football game, right, and I'll go and go, well, I don't like the way this is setting up, right? It doesn't mean that I can't complete a pass or run for a couple of yards. It's just not the grand slam that I'm looking for, right? What's the grand slam that I'm looking for? I like the white dot with on a bar like this on the outside and then close back into the body. That's my way up at the top of my chart of what I basically like to see, like this. Just transport that all the way down here is what I'd like to see, right, for the trade. But what happens is when I go, here, I'll show you. See when we rip over here? This right here, where we ripped out of the blue like at 9 o'clock. And in my brain, I go, well, the market shouldn't do that, right? We should go back and test the lows, right? And if you look right now, looks like we're heading back to test the lows, right? We're only at 53 points now, right? 150 off the highs. But when I look at this, if I go, no, the market should, while this is ripping, if I go, no, the market has to come back and test the lows. Guess what? Stop City. But if I go, hey, let's play the game. If we get out of here, let's see if someone fumbles. Well, no one fumbles over here. That's just a fact, right? So then we play the next game. If I get the white dot, right, and I'm up here, let's say I still want to play towards that, right? can I get this bar to close back in within 4 bars? So 1, 2, 3 bars. 1, 2, 3. No trade, no play for me, right? Now, when I'm over here, right, since I don't have a white dot, the play is get the point of control over. What am I playing for? I'm playing for it over here. But what most people are doing when they're playing, whether it's European football or U.S. football, is they're going, I want to win the game in one play, right? And it really throws them off. Where we should be as a team and as individuals is we should be over here going, okay, I know within 3 bars I've got to get a point of control behind this guy to trap back in and go up, right? And what I really want, right, is a bar with 2 dots and a white bar, and we had it yesterday. I'll show you what I want. Here, it's this. I want that right there. Orange dot, bar down. That was right at the top of the hour, of the last hour yesterday, right? 1, 2, 3. I close behind. I can go long, max 16-point stop, or cut your size and put a stop at the low and face rip to the upside, right? Great RR. When I'm up here, right, if I want to short, orange dot, 1, 2, 3. Point of control closes behind point of control. What's my game? Hey, can I get over here? That's how you put the P&L down, and sometimes you're going to lose, right? Like if you played that game here, it's 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, go long, and you inevitably got stopped there, right? There's pretty much, unless you scaled that for 5 points, but why would you? When you know usually it's good to the other side of the channel, right? When you look over here, was there a trade? 1, 2, 3, nope. So 4 is no good, right? 4 is no good, and then when you got over here, it was 1, 2, 3, white dot down, good to go for the trade, and you more than covered whatever you lost over here. So that's my brief little piece. So if you look over here, damn, that was fast. 1, 2, 3, long against the low, or 16 points, whichever one you want to use, and it face rips up here. I guess I talked myself. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. How did that happen? Oh, you know what? I goofed. It's all right. It goofed in my favor. But when this was here, I put a buy stop up here, and I went long unintentionally, and I got very, very lucky. Hold on. Let me just check to make sure everything is magically okay, and it is. I got incredibly lucky there. Okay, so now see that tweezer's top with that down bar right there? That's a bar I would take, but it can't close. So like I would short 62 against 72, right? That would be the trade I would take, because now that's a tweezer's top, right? And then if it gets to 72, I know that trade's busted, right? 72.50, whatever it is, that's got to hold, right? That tweezer's top has got to hold. If it closes up here, it's not a tweezer's top. It's an apex trap. And then just pivot off of it when you're done, right? Just pivot off of it when you're done so that you don't get smoked. That's all you have to do. And you just keep playing that game over and over and over again, right? So what's the target on all this for these guys, right? The target is to get, for the longs, is to get back to the 5 minutes, right? And now you'll notice this is no longer an apex trap. It has to be a, you will notice that it now has to be a apex trap back in, right? Which means you don't have anything right here. When this closed above, this is now a head and shoulders, left shoulder, right shoulder, and you're just hoping that they roll it back over. But that's okay. Had you shorted here and put your stop at 72.50, you stopped. You had to put it a little bit behind that 72, but the mere fact that it closed, it's just, it's not exactly what I'm looking for, right? It doesn't have anything to do with whether, it doesn't have anything to do with, hey, I'm saying this market should go lower, or hey, this market should go higher, right? Just because we were over here, I was yapping, right? But it did exactly like I said. Down bar, orange dot, 1, 2, 3, point of control above. Now where's it go? Other side of the channel. And now if I have some other greater vision for the trade, I can let it go. But on that trade, that series of setups alone, I can print and reprint profitable day after profitable day. I don't have to capture the whole move to the upside. I don't have to capture the whole move to the downside, right? And I have a way of doing it in an accurate fashion, right? And this way, What I find is I get a lot of stress when I go, like if someone asked me last night, and I posted it on Twitter, I said, hey, I was talking to Daniel down in Austin, and he said, he goes, man, he goes, what if Asia drives it up all night long? And my response was, that would be the max pain trade, right? Because everyone has been looking for the pullback. They all piled in at the end of the day. That's exactly what they did to them, right? They max pained that trade. They V-shaped it all the way back to the first opening range of yesterday, this morning, right, on the econ. And no one had the vision for that, right? No one said, oh, this is what will happen, or this is how it'll happen, right? So my strong suggestion to you is you turn it into a game of series of plays, right, where you go, I want my best setup, I want my best location, and then the last piece you add is I want the kind of price action that I want. And then my wife said something very important to me yesterday. I got agitated. I took a short, an aggressive short early in the morning, and I can show you where it was. It was right over here. And I lost my cool. It looked just like this. Here it is, yesterday morning. No, this still isn't it. That's middle of the night. Yesterday morning. Right here. Okay, see that white dot up with that bar down? First of all, I shorted it right in front of that 10-minute stop out window, but I shorted that right there and I got stopped on it. Okay, and I got mad and I told my wife that shouldn't happen. That's what I told her. That shouldn't happen. And then she goes, okay, what does that mean? Because it clearly did, right? So if it shouldn't and it did, maybe your definition of what shouldn't happen is wrong. She goes, next, are you trading your process or are you not trading your process? Because the next thing I want to do is once these go off, I just want to start trading these right here. I just want to start going, oh, I'm going to trade this. I'm going to, I just start guessing where it's going to go. That's what I intuitively want to do. And what she does is she came back and she said, Simon, she goes, you have a process. If you lose, lose by the process. If you win, win by the process. And with that, right, all I did was this. I ended up turning around short right over there later in the morning, right? Quick short over here, long here on this apex trap, right? And I went from down to positive on the day, right? I wish I could tell you I smoked this to the downside, but I didn't, right? But the apex trap was there and available for me to do just that, right? So the point is, even in trading in this difficult area with straight up, if I stay on process, I make money. If I play it like a game, right? Hey, white dot up, can I get underneath within 3 bars? So this is, if you look, this is 1, 2, 3. Can't be on the 4th, right? So no game there, right? No possible way for me to trade it. But there's another setup there. See the dots on the left, right? And that's a super trap back in, and I certainly could have taken that for a roll to the downside, all on process, without having to guess at all, without having to guess one little single bit. And the game that you're playing just is, will the market fumble, right? Will the other team give me a layup to take the trade in an algo the way I understand it, and then will it give me 10, 20, or 30 points, and occasionally give me 100 or 200 if I'm a more advanced trader. But when I go, the market should do this, or the market must do that, well, then I look and feel stupid, right? That's the important part. I feel stupid, and what I want to do is cover up that feeling of stupid. So I'm going to stay on process to make money. And if I miss this trade right here, guess what I do? Zero. I do absolutely nothing on that trade until my next opportunity presents itself, right? And in a way, I understand, like right here, see how that'll end up being tweezer's top right over there? So what do I want in this situation? I want a dot on this down bar right here. I don't want to guess. I want the dot on the down bar. I'm not at an extreme from the bigger picture. I'm not at a low. And I would really like to see them like, hey, be my guest. Push up as far as you can. I would love you to, right? And if you'll just take that concept slowly, you'll do what Gregory and a bunch of other people in the room are doing, which is add up the P&L day by day, day over day, and it'll come to you. So anyways, I hope that helps. Here, if you'd like to visit the room, since I'm going to post this, know this is small, so I'm going to have to fix that. But that says tradeandperform@gmail.com. Just ask for a 5-day pass, and we have almost every member in the room kicking ass, I think, at this point. Everyone's been in long enough to be stacking up the P&L. So anyways, I'll talk to you in a little bit, guys, and thanks.